Hi guys, are you struggling during the cost of living crisis? Are you having problems paying your bills, paying your rent, putting food on the table for your family? Well, according to this report from LBC, you could make up to £6,000 a month. Yes, £6,000 a month doing deliveries. So in this report, they say that a Brazilian asylum seeker was found to be earning £6,000 every month doing deliveries. But as you can imagine, there are a few problems with that. Have a listen.
A Brazilian asylum seeker has been found earning £6,000 a month working illegally as a delivery driver. We've come here during the lunch rush where there's a queue of delivery drivers on their bikes and mopeds waiting to pick up orders from this kitchen on this industrial estate.
Okay, now before we continue, I asked a few questions of Google Gemini, an AI tool. Let's have a look at what they said. So it said, so the question was, what is the average pay for a Deliveroo rider? So I chose a random company. It's probably one of the most popular ones. They didn't say which one in this report, but let's go with Deliveroo. It's about the average. So in the United Kingdom, the average reported hourly earnings for Deliveroo riders generally range between £8 and £14. So every hour, between £8 and £14. However, experienced riders in high demand areas and during peak hours, lunch, dinner and weekends can earn up to £20 an hour. Okay, so 8 to 20. All right, so I asked, how many hours would you have to work in the UK to earn £6,000 a month as a rider? And it gave us this result. So at the lower end of the scale, £8 an hour, you'd have to work 750 hours a month. Okay, 750 hours. At the higher end of the scale, if it's £14 an hour, that's 428.57 hours a month. And at the higher end of the scale, of course, the highest reported earnings would be 300 hours a month. So I asked it to break down, so let's say 400. So how many hours per day is 400 hours a month? And it said if the month is including 31 days, it would be approximately 12.990 hours per day. If it's 30 days a month, it's about 13.33 hours a day. And if it's 28 days a month, like February, it's approximately 14 hours, 29 a day. So let's take the average one, 13 hours a day. Who the heck works 13 hours a day? And working as a delivery driver, think about that. You'd have to work every day. This isn't just during the week, but this is 7 days a week for every day of the month, 13 hours a day delivering food. Now, maybe somebody could do that once or twice, and then they'd need a few days off to recover. Imagine riding a bike for 13 hours every day. This is insane. This obviously is not happening, okay? It's practically impossible to do this. Maybe you could do it for a couple of days, but imagine doing it every day for a month to earn £6,000. So technically it is possible, but you'd need to be, an Olympic cyclist or something like that. It's insane. But of course we know that if this person is working illegally, then it's unlikely that they're earning the full rate because obviously they don't have a proper contract. Maybe somebody has a contract and they're earning £6,000 a month, but they're not actually doing any of the riding. But the asylum seeker, I highly doubt, is earning the full rate because they're working obviously illegally.
And now immigration teams are checking with each of them to make sure they do in fact have the right to work in the UK. Many of the drivers were questioned using interpreters.
Arriving as a visitor who does not have permission to work in the UK.
As part of a crackdown across the country, dozens of arrests have been made, including of a Brazilian man here.
Now, once again, I've mentioned this before, why are the asylum seekers being arrested and not the company owners? Yes, the asylum seekers are breaking the law. They're not supposed to be working. They're not supposed to be working in this way, even if they were allowed to work. They are breaking the law, so they are being arrested. But what about the owners of the companies who are allowing these people to work? It's not just a fault on one side. It's a fault on both sides.
Who we're told has been waiting more than 2 years for a decision on his asylum claim. Officers say he was renting 3 accounts, all officially registered as women, raising serious safeguarding concerns.
Now, this is, of course, a concern, definitely. Why is a man registering himself as a woman on 3 occasions? Once again, who's at fault here? Part of the blame, of course, is the asylum seeker who's breaking the rules. But how does a company allow somebody to set up an account like this? Why aren't we talking more about the companies who are allowing this to happen?
Has an outstanding asylum claim, so in question here, obviously as part of his conditions, he shouldn't be working, which one of our officers established. So we've now bailed him on scene. We've actually got the police with us today as part of the operation. They've seized his bike as well because he didn't have a driving licence either.
People are working because they're illegally, because they're not allowed to work legally. I mentioned this, and we spoke about this when I did the interview with Zoe Gardner. If you allow these people to work, then they'll be paying their taxes, but they'll also be protected from employers who are abusing the system. So the government need to focus not just on the delivery drivers, but also on the companies who are hiring them. Because unfortunately, there's a Wild West approach to this. But I like the idea that you can earn £6,000 a month delivering food. He must be doing a lot of legwork. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what do you think, and I'll see you in the next video.